You're now tuned in to another episode of M.R.S. the podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Sheikah.
I'm Nisa.
And it's me, SB. And today we are talking about some more juicy topics. Y'all like our controversial topics. So today
Yes.
we have being besties with your significant other or spouse's parents.
Okay.
Moving too fast or too slow when you're dating and courting. We have a special guest for that one. And do you think Black women make corporate America hard, especially if they're in higher positions?
Mm.
Long distance relationships, the pros and the cons. Cousins on your dad and mom's sides, are they a blessing or curse? Whose side are you closer with? And lastly, conflict with a family member. How would you handle that? So let's jump right in. We have the first one, being besties with your spouse's parents. How do y'all feel about that, ladies? Let's get to it.
I love it.
I've never experienced it. Well, I mean, I've been cool with my spouse's parents, but never besties.
Well, define besties. What are we referring to? Like,
So you guys are very close. You
okay.
guys text very often. You go shopping. You run errands, like that stuff you would do with your
That's
best friend.
cute. That's cute.
Yeah. I mean, I
I'm,
think I think that's a relationship you should have with your significant other parent. You don't want to be distant or well just a high and by thing. I think it's good to have that kind of bond, you know? And I think shoot, the closer you are, that shows that you fit well into their family and they can fit well into your family.
yeah,
Agreed.
that's valid.
I think that should be the goal for everyone. Everyone, and that should be the goal for everyone. I think being close with your potential in-laws or your in-laws makes life easier. You have someone who knows more about your partner that's also able to navigate you through life, not only through life, just like day-to-day issues. You just have That's another family member, so to speak,
Yeah,
that you could just vent to and talk about.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
think it's great.
definitely goals. I would love to experience that though.
You will experience that. It's
Exactly.
One
coming.
day.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's definitely goals though.
Definitely. How do
That's
you guys
cute.
so how do you guys feel? There was a video that went viral. I was telling you guys about it when we were FaceTiming. It's 75 million views, and it said it was the girl, um the boyfriend's girlfriend and the mom. They were dressed in the same outfit. They had their hairstyle the same, and the mom captioned the video, when your son's girlfriend starts to look more and more like you. What do y'all think about that? Cause I got thoughts.
Sigmund Freud definitely did his big one when he said that people would go for spouses that look like their parents. I think it's a little accurate, if not looking like your parents, but at least act like your parents.
Acting, yeah.
Yeah, he
But
I
did
what
his
think
big
about the
one.
looking though? The looking,
No,
dressing to the same, doing the
dressing the
hair.
same kind of turned me off a little bit. But I mean, it's cute. Like if we're on vacation, we all dressed up the same. It's giving like family trip. But on a regular day, that's I
like
don't know.
every day. Nah.
So it didn't go into details if it was just every day. It was just
Oh.
one of those things where they were dressed up and it was like, oh, when your son's girlfriend starts to look like you. I think, me personally, I think the caption is kind of odd.
Shady.
I don't know. It's kind of weird to me.
Cause the looking is kind of mm, like it would make sense. You would like, you would want to go for someone who's like a role model to you, but at the same time, I could understand the acting because that's how your parents raise you. You see your mom or your dad do
Hmm.
certain things, so you want to be like, that's somebody I want to have or act like in my life. But then the look, no, you want to have not the same features. You know what I'm saying?
Same features is crazy.
But it's kind of, I don't think it's a bad thing though, and I also don't think it's, I don't know, I in between. Like to me, it kind of depends. Like I don't think it's a bad thing to go for someone that look like your parents.
I think
I do
mommy
think
was
it's a
being shady
great
in that
thing though,
caption.
huh?
Huh?
I said I feel like mom was being shady in that caption.
Yeah, it just
You know,
didn't
I
come
didn't
out
think
how
about it
it's.
that way.
Yeah, that didn't sound right at all.
That's just my opinion though.
So you guys know the saying, it's like girls will date guys or pick men that look more like their dad, and then girls the men will pick more like their mom. So for you, what would you want your partner to pick? If you look like your mom or his mom, or act like his mom?
Act.
I don't know, cause like I don't know. That's a little weird.
I
But I
would say
mean,
act
it's in
as
science.
in like act as in like um morals and
Yeah.
attitude and the behavior and value. I could say, okay, well, I understand. Cause listen, I my husband's mom, we like this, right? And I see where the connection come from because we almost have the same values. We basically have the same values and morals. So I see where we could connect on that same level, right? And people think that I'm her daughter
That's
because
cute.
I look like her daughter. So like I could see the connection and everything. So that's why I say I don't have a problem with if his intention was to go for somebody like that look like his mom or that act like his mom. I don't have a problem with that because I know
Yeah.
I'm the whole package.
Period.
Thank you.
I mean, I think that's a huge compliment though. Like, if the guy is looking for someone that acts and looks like his mom, clearly he must love his mom and he respects his mom and wants the same thing for his woman. So I
Exactly.
see that as a huge compliment.
We're not saying no mama's boy type stuff, We're just saying
Right.
I'm crying.
he's looking for a woman who embodies the qualities his mom has.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna deviate from this one just because I said the mama's boy. How do y'all feel about the mama's boys? And have you dated one? Any question, courted, dated, whatever. Questions.
What is a mama's boy? Let's
That's what we're
define
gonna
that
ask.
first.
Yeah.
A mama's boy is a young man who is attached to the hip to his mom. He calls her all the time. He runs his decisions by her. This is the definition of the mama's boy. He runs his decisions by her. She's involved in a lot of, his major life changing decisions. Not
Mm,
saying it's a good or bad thing. It's just he highly considers his mom in a lot of the decisions that he makes. How do y'all feel about that?
I think that's dangerous to be a mama's boy. If you are pushing 30 or over 30 and you checking in with your mom to make certain decisions for you, like I will say, yes, it is good to have some guidance from family members, but every decision you need your mother's help, no sir. Nah. But in some sense though, like I appreciate a man who respects his mom
Right.
and loves his mom and would go hard for his mom. Like, I respect that because I feel like the way men treat their mothers is the way they'll treat their girl. So I like a mama's boy, but I think it's levels. I don't know. I
The
like a guy who
mild
respects his
tier
mom, but a
mama's boy.
mama's boy is pushing it. That's dangerous.
Nissa,
Because
what
then,
about you?
hold on, let me finish.
Oh, go
I just
ahead.
feel
I thought
like,
you were done.
yeah, I thought I was done too, but I got more thoughts. I feel like I feel like a mama's boy gonna start looking at his spouse and start expecting his spouse to move like his mom.
Mm.
Like, I think we was talking about this in one of our previous episodes. Like, if your mom was a no limit soldier, you gonna start expecting me to be a no limit soldier?
Mm.
Nah. But that's all I gotta say.
But
Go
mama's
ahead, Nissa.
boys doesn't necessarily. I think you got the connotation they're a single mom though. So the no
Mm.
limit soldiers more of those moms that were single moms who were doing everything, had to
Everything.
Okay.
build the stuff. So don't put the mama's boy as just being a single mom. Just put the mama's boys. He got to call his mom to help him make decisions, make doctor's appointments, like
Yeah, that's crazy.
help pay the
You're
bills, remind him to renew his passport. Mama's boy.
And
My
that's the
neck was
thing.
falling.
That's the thing I wanted to piggyback off of because it's like imagine being married, right? Let's talk about marriage now, right? And you have to go to your mom to hey mom, can you do this? Can you do that? Like what happened to the wife?
right.
Like you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of that could cause like a strain in the relationship. It could cause a lot of problems.
Hmm.
So I don't know if that's something I could deal with. Cause that's I'm here. I'm here to support you. You're here to support me. Parents already did what they had to do to make you in this position right now. So it's your turn to, like, put your put your foot forward and do what you need to do as a man or do what you need to do as a wife.
Hmm.
Agreed.
How do you feel about Mama's Boy, Surya or SB?
Um, I've never experienced a mama's boy before. I just go based off of what my girls tell me. Like that's the only experience I've ever had with that.
Right.
Is
Same.
like, and the majority of the time, I'm not gonna lie. The majority of the time, a lot of women have bad experiences with the mama's boys.
Mm.
I rarely hear a good experience with a guy that calls himself a self-proclaimed mama's boy. The experience is fairly good. So that's what I was asking. I mean, it's a hot topic nowadays. Would you date a mama's boy? Like you know what to expect. Would it bother you? Me personally, I don't know. I haven't faced that situation, so I can't say if it would bother me or not.
Yeah, I
I
can
don't think I.
imagine.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I can imagine it being annoying. Like I'm feeling like mom is popping up at the house whenever she wants. She's literally in the middle of y'all's relationship. Like, nah. Mama's boys, we need to learn how to set some boundaries.
That's what I said. That it could become real toxic,
Mm-hmm.
and it could
Yeah.
pour strain on the relationship.
Definitely. Well, to the ladies that are dealing with mama's boy, I think what you should do is probably just set some boundaries. You cannot tell a man how to handle it with his mama, but you can, if y'all are dealing with each other, set some boundaries. Like, hey, this is what I'm comfortable doing, and this is what I think your mom should be comfortable with doing. I don't think anything's wrong with setting healthy boundaries. I think you should set healthy boundaries with everything in life.
For sure.
So I think there should definitely be a healthy boundary set in regards to that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's given like, oh, you know those women that be like, oh, my son is my king.
Yeah, those are weirdos. I
Dangerous women.
literally think those are weird people.
Thank God I
Dangerous.
don't have to deal with that. Shout out to my mama. Love
Okay.
ya.
I think those are weird. Like, and then you guys be seeing like those clips to those TV shows where it'd be like, oh, my son need to put me first. They need to retire me first before they retire the girlfriend. Like, I need to be retired first. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, your child is not in a relationship with you.
Yeah.
Where's your, go find you a man to retire
No.
you? What? Oh,
No,
that's
for
mean?
real.
Okay,
No,
sorry.
girl. You preaching to the choir. You preaching to the choir. Talk your
Sorry, that was
stuff.
funny.
But that sounds mean though, because if you take a lot of these celebrity young guys, that's their goal, is to retire their mom, buy her
Yeah.
house, retire. And I don't know. I feel like
You don't like that?
I I don't know. I'm iffy on it. And I don't want to get canceled, but I'm iffy on it.
I
Like,
y'all know I don't care. I think it's weird.
if
That I
we're
mean,
together,
I respect you wanting to take care of your parents. Like I feel like that's the goal for most children. Like you see your parents doing the most for you, you want to give them the same energy. But you are basically taking the role as your mother's man to provide for her. Like, okay, cool, you could buy her a house. $1 million house, that's too much. Like
If
at
it's
some point, your
yeah,
parents got to be responsible for their own lives as well. But
I
hey.
don't know,
see,
guys.
this is controversial. Like, that would get us canceled. Like, because it's like, who are you to tell me, like, I can't provide for my mom? Because she
That's what I
provided for me.
stand. That's what I
Right.
stand.
So it's kind of like, I'm like, like, yeah, take care of your mom, but that should not be like your only thing, if that makes sense. Like, that's not like
Yeah.
your only thing. Like,
Hmm.
a man that takes care of home is a great man, but
Yeah.
there should be a little bit of boundaries in it.
Yeah.
So, like you said, I wouldn't encourage you buying her $1 million house. Like, you'll buy her the house, but she got to maintain the upkeep. And then it's like, or are you going to be paying for that household as well? Like, you're paying
Right.
for our household and that household?
That's why I
Uh,
say it could be sticky, but I stand to where, like, um because this is how I look at it, right? I was raised by my grandmother and I would do anything for her. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Even at this age, if she call and say I need something, I'm gonna be like, let me see if I can find it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Obviously, I wish I could have given her the world, but in this day and age, you could only go so much. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously, you still gonna. There's some people who would want to just go do everything because based on their upbringing, they've been through a lot of stuff where they like, man, I need to really reward my parents for,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
pushing us through like we were, in the dirt kind of thing. So I could see that kind of motivation for some men or women in a relationship where they want to go the extra mile. But sometimes you have to really have that it all boils down having that conversation with your spouse when it comes to financial stuff,
Yeah.
when it comes to overdoing certain things. You have to have that communication, because if you're not having that communication with your spouse and you're out there spending $1 million.
So, do you think that's a conversation that's easy though? For because I do have to raise the I have to raise it a little bit. How much is too much to spend on your parents while you're with someone,
This is a good question.
while you're
And
married, and while you're with someone? Like, how much is too much?
I don't
I mean, I
What
know.
feel
is
like for
that
your
line?
parents, you could never do too much because they've done the most for you. But also at the same time, your parents are responsible for their own lives as well. That's just my
What?
whole thing.
Okay, so let me ask this question. When you say they're responsible for their own lives, meaning that they're in a good space right now where they could handle stuff, or if they're struggling and they need your help, like what we talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is reminding me of that B Simone video where her talking to her friend. Y'all remember that video? So my whole take on it was you can help somebody, but they also have to be willing to help themselves too. And if you're continuing to give them handouts after handouts after handouts and they're just expecting to eat out of your hand, it's like you're enabling them to be lazy.
Hmm.
So sure, I would love to be able to help my parents in any situation they need. If they struggling, I'm gonna try to help. But also, we're responsible for our own lives. How did you end up in this struggle? How did
No,
you end up
because
in this
some
struggle?
it's
And
true.
um, is my help going to be enough to get you out of the struggle? Sometimes physical resources is good, but I can't fix your mental, and the mental is really what be having people in safe
Yeah,
situations.
because it's
So,
true. Because some parents might want to be like, oh well, my son is a basketball player now, or my son is
mhm.
a football player, so I don't have to worry about anything. But they have their life to live too,
Yep.
you got to remember certain things. And some parents that get caught up in the richness of stuff.
Mhm.
So it's a sticky situation.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, how I'm thinking to myself, if I was married, how would I tell my partner, like, hey, too much of our budget is going into taking care of your parents?
Mhm.
I don't know how that would ever be a good conversation.
Yeah.
To me, it all boils down to how you guys communicate, like, and the respect you have for each other, and the respect you have for your marriage.
Right.
Because you gotta understand, parents inside a marriage could be really messy. So that's where
Mhm.
you have to separate certain stuff. And
Yeah.
you guys have to have your set that boundaries where, listen, all financial situation, if it's going to fall off, if it's going to cause a rift between us, then that's something you need to be like, okay, no, you gotta deal with this.
I don't know if
Because
y'all heard Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade. She was talking about how why they go 50-50. And it's because, if I remember correctly, Dwayne Wade is insistent on wanting to help his family, like pay their bills and everything. And Gabrielle Union is like, yeah, but that's not really my responsibility? So they split their finances in their
I
marriage.
thought it's because she's never seen that before. I thought because she one of those type of she a no
Oh,
limit type of girl.
I'm
So
crying.
I
I,
thought I thought it
I
was
mean,
because of different reasons.
from what I remember, I could definitely be wrong, but from what I remember, is him wanting to help his family. I think, don't he got like kids outside of the marriage or something like that?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like in that
Wait,
instance,
wait.
like
Oh, say the marriage or before they got married?
before they got married,
Yeah, they had
He
I
has
kids.
think.
kids before they got married and outside of the marriage.
Oh,
So in that instance, like if it's family or your spouse is wanting to help their family, We splitting finances because I don't want to. That
As I
sounds
say,
so
that could get
messed up.
messy. I
That
That's
can't
what
sounds
I'm
speak
saying.
on that
It's
because
like
so
I
a
never
two-edged
experienced it.
sword.
Yeah.
yeah. That's so messed up.
I can't speak on it because I never experienced that. But I just
Yeah.
saying like from a perspective where you just have to have that communication. If that communication ain't good, it could cause problem. You have to communicate to your spouse and say, listen, this is too much of this going into this. Let me find a way where we could just be on the same page about stuff.
Mm,
Simple.
Before we close this out, I got another
yeah.
scenario for y'all. This was on this show. I think it's like Attached or something like that. Kids or Smothered. Kids who are like really close to their parents, right? So this particular guy, his mom lives with him and his wife and their kids. And or she lives like three miles down, like they're on the same property, and she just comes in their house, open the house, start cooking him breakfast. She'll come in their bedroom, give him the breakfast, get their kid dressed and stuff like that. So I bring that up to say, let's say you guys were in this situation. I love these type of conversation because y'all, I be getting y'all brains stirred up. Let's say you were in this situation where your husband's mom comes inside y'all house, makes him breakfast only, gets y'all kid ready, comes in your bedroom to serve him breakfast, wake him up for work, iron his clothes for work. What would you do in these situations?
We gotta sit Mama down and have a talk. We gotta sit her down.
That's
We need to get
insane.
her to call before she pop up. If she wants to make breakfast, she needs to make breakfast for the entire house. I'm not mad at her like wanting to help. Like you could definitely help lighten the load, but coming into the bedroom and serving my man, girl, we put a tussle.
What was this?
We put a
You wanted
tussle.
it up.
Oh
No,
my goodness.
I think that's kind of that's overstepping boundaries. That's kind of
Mm.
disrespectful because how you going to make food for him and not make food for me? That's kind of like,
Girl, you don't exist. She coming to make food for her son.
Nah, Shotty. You gotta go.
You gotta
clearly
go.
in to me in that situation it sounds like there's some kind of tension going on between the wife and the mom.
Mm.
Clearly.
Well,
You know,
later we're gonna watch the show together so you guys can see. But that was in the show. Like she was like, "There's no boundaries with her," and the son has a hard time setting boundaries. And he just takes it. Like he doesn't say anything. He eats the breakfast. He takes the iron clothes and the packed lunch from his mom, and his wife is sitting in the house like, okay.
so does the husband respect his wife?
Ooh,
That just sounds disrespectful to me. And
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. That's your mom and whatever, but that's also your wife. Your wife should come before your mother. So are you respecting? But not everybody has the same values. So I don't know. I can't really speak on that.
See, that's why I say like
What are we
child.
valuing?
It just sound like this in that situation. It sound like some kind of tension going on, and
Yeah.
it's like it's coming to the point where it's being petty now. Like you coming in
Yeah.
there ironing the clothes.
Serving the man in bed is
in my house,
crazy to
in
me.
our
Lady,
house.
who do
Let me
you
not
think
even
you
say my house.
are?
In
Walking into
our
my
house.
bedroom? I could be naked. Like, girl, what is you doing? Oh, I'm sorry.
Just don't be naked.
I'm mad. That ain't even me, and I'm upset.
Syria
Like,
would I mean
what?
SB? What would you do?
I wouldn't have these problems.
No, but you say if that were to happen, like
That would not happen because I wouldn't have these
Hypothetically.
problems.
exactly.
I I think the reason why a lot of these situations happen is because, like we were saying earlier, there's no boundaries being set. A man will leave his family, a woman leaves her family, and you two become one. So if we become one, and you got your mom as the threefold cord instead of God, baby, it's just not gonna work. I'm sorry, because those are my. I just think those are just certain boundaries you just can't cross.
You have
Like
to
But
set
coming in their
them.
bedroom, like that's disrespectful.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Waking my child up and getting my child ready for school, like I'm incapable of. If I was not physically able to do that, I can't complain. But I'm fully able. I'm not doing anything in the house, and you're like taking care of my man and my child. Yes, it's you being helpful, but you're also being disrespectful because you invite yourself in there.
So
There
what if,
is
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I was just wanting to ask, like, what about a situation where your parents are living with you? Because a lot of parents are living with their
yeah, true.
children nowadays. So what happens in that case? Like, do the parents need to put in some household duties too?
Come back to me on this one. I don't know. I mean, more and more, yeah, a lot of people are, cou- a lot of families are living together. So yes,
Mm-hmm.
more and more, a lot of families are living together. However, there has to be boundaries, or else it's gonna
Yeah.
ruin your marriage. So even if they live in the house, there needs to be boundaries. If you are a woman that likes to cook for your family, like that's how you feel wanted as a woman, you need to then have that conversation with your in-laws or whoever is moving in the house.
And the
Like,
husband.
hey, this is something I like to do for my family, and I feel like if you were to take it on, it would be stepping on my toes. I don't feel comfortable. You have to have those conversations. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care how uncomfortable it is. This is your family. Like,
Yeah.
if you don't to guard it and take care of it, you could lose it. So
and I just wanted to add to that, like, I feel like that be happening in the real world. Like, people really be dealing with this. And it's kind of sad because at the same time you would think that people may actually have these conversations, but you know, parents don't care. And the other spouse might be like, what's your issue? Like, it's not that
Mm.
serious. And that's why, like, certain conflicts and toxic stuff start to happen within marriages and relationships, because people just don't care about other people's feelings. Like, they feel like, well, it's my parents, so is it not that serious? But
Yeah.
you have to remember, everybody have feelings.
Mhm. Yeah.
agreed.
And sometimes some moms be jealous of their sons' wives and girlfriends, which is
Thank God I
very
don't have
strange.
that
But
problem.
I think those are the moms that think their sons are their kings. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
But it's definitely all about consideration and
Hmm.
how the rules and boundaries you guys have in place for your relationship. Because if you don't have those type of conversations, I could see how the boundaries get crossed a little bit. So yeah, I we don't know what my future looks like, but I pray I don't want no mama's boy who got to call his mama to make no decision, and I'm there, and I don't want nobody that got their mama coming in the house trying to cook and feed my man and my children. I'm so sorry.
We
If
could
I'm not
definitely.
able, if I'm sick, knock yourself out, bro. Wash all the clothes too. Go crazy. But I don't want that.
We could definitely avoid this by being friends with
And that's
our
why, to me, you have to have
spouses.
that kind of
Yeah.
relationship with
Mm-hmm.
your in-laws, because
Yep.
you want to build that thing, that trust, that set those boundaries, that friendship, to me, before you even start in marriage. Like, you want to get to know what you're going to deal with in the future.
Mm-hmm. That's facts.
Definitely. I definitely think this was like a good topic for us to touch on in the beginning because you know, we're getting older. These are more realistic things. We're looking to buy houses and stuff like that. So this may be in our future in the next couple years. And, talking about it now kind of gives you like the perspective on how you would handle it if this was to come
Yeah.
up when you would. Our parents are getting older. So yeah. Now that we have talked about being besties with your spouse's parents, let's transition into moving too fast or too slow while you're dating and courting. And we do have a guest. It's one of my homegirls, Kia, and we're gonna let her into the room. Let's give a little, let's give a little clap, little finger clap for Kia.
Woo!
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, Kia.
Hi.
Thank you for coming to our podcast today. Kia's here with us, and we're gonna ask her about moving too fast while you're dating or moving too slow. Kia is young and turnt, so I don't know how Kia gonna give it to us, y'all. But yes, girl, what are your thoughts? Moving too fast, moving too slow? What type of girl are you when you're dating?
When I date, I'm not gonna lie, I move fast. Like I can say that, I can admit that, but I think that now that I'm learning and I'm getting older, like I really have to slow down and kind of just like build with the person and see where the connection is before you can really, get into a relationship with someone, rather than, things are good within the first 2 weeks or the first month, and then you're like, okay, this is somebody who I want to be with. But you really have to like be with or talk with someone for months before you decide if that's somebody that you actually want to be with.
Yeah.
That's like really my
Agreed.
thoughts.
Agreed.
I don't know.
I'm guilty though. I'm a lover girl. I fall in love after like 2 days of texting and 2 FaceTimes. I'm in love.
That's
Let's
me
get
too.
married.
Right. So it's like, is there really such a thing as moving too fast? Because I be hearing about people dating for 1 month and then getting married by the third month. So I'm like,
Yeah, I
I
think
feel
it
like if
just
you know,
depends
you
on the
know. You know what I'm
person.
saying?
It depends on the person, to be
Yeah, it
honest.
depends on the person that you're with. Because if like somebody can make it seem like it's all like so good at the
Mm.
beginning, but then
They switch
like you
up.
start to see the red flags, and you're like, what did I get myself into? That
Hmm.
kind of
Yes.
thing.
I feel
Agreed.
like the
That's
red flags be there. We just don't be paying attention. We be
that's
ignoring
true.
it. Because
All
I
caught up
really
in
feel
that
like men will
love.
always tell on themselves. But sometimes I find myself doing this too. Like I'll be talking to a man, he be like, "Oh yeah, I'm selfish." I'm like, "Oh boy, stop." No, he is so serious. Like he will not talk to you for 2 weeks. I'm not hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not hurt.
Do y'all think it's love bombing though? To be like, I'm in
Yes.
love, let's get married. Like,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Yes. Cause what's like you got to get to know that person. You ready to get
Yeah.
married within not like 2 months?
I like to be love bombed.
Girl.
I like it if it's going good and it continues to go good, but then when things start to get toxic, then it's just like, what did I get myself into?
Oh my goodness.
Baby,
I
love bomb
know.
me. I want to get married too.
I'm a
Like,
slow
I just feel
burner.
like if I'm feeling the vibes, you are checking off all my boxes. Like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
liking you. The dates are going good. Why not? Why are we not in a relationship right now? 2 weeks, okay, cool. I like you.
I'm the same way. I can't lie. But I'm trying to work on it because, like, I hate starting over so
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. And
That's
I
the
just feel
worst
like
part.
you never really
Mm-hmm.
know a person. So we could say, yeah, let's take time to really get to know each other and all the things, but
Mm-hmm.
people will choose what they want to show you.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
So I don't know. We just got to be careful,
I
I
don't know.
guess.
People be switching up. You just never know. People be switching
That's
up
true.
in the middle, at the end. You
Hmm.
just never know.
We could be dating for 5 years, get married after year 7. By the time we move in, it's a whole new person. That happens to a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people
It does.
Agreed.
every time. So I don't
So let me ask y'all this question: when is too fast to become boyfriend and girlfriend? Then?
I don't think I'm the
Mm.
right person to ask that
What's the
question.
time frame? Is there a
I can,
time frame?
I
Can
can
there
only
be a
speak
time?
for myself. I can only speak for myself. I
Yeah.
think 6 months.
Okay, 6 months before to lock in. Like they have to
Yeah.
tell you, like we're boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What
Hmm.
about you, Shika?
As I said, I can't really answer that question because I'm the type to be in a relationship within 1 month. So I just feel like I don't know. I think it depends on how many dates we've been on. Like
Okay.
if we're dating continuously and all, like we have the same values, we are on the same page about most things, and why are we not in a relationship?
What about you, Kia? What's your
I can
time
agree
frame?
with what she said too. Like for me, it can go anywhere from like up to 3 months. I'm sorry, 3 weeks to like a month. If we both have like the same values and we share a strong bond from what I'm getting, then I'm ready to start the relationship.
Let's
There's
lock in.
a bunch
But
of
I
lover
will
girls in
say,
here. Let's lock in.
certain things have to be experienced though. Like you have to
Mhm.
see that person in different settings, you have to see them in different temperaments before we can actually say, yeah, I want to be in a relationship with you.
Mhm.
That's my only thing. So I can't really put a time frame on it, SB, but
So, okay, let's say one of your homegirls, she's telling you guys, like, hey, I met this guy Monday. And then on Friday, she comes back. She's like, hey, listen, we go together and we're going to go get married next week.
I'm gonna look at her like she's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, oh, you sure?
But she said she's seen all sides of him in these past 2 weeks. Like she knows, like,
Mm.
hey,
Because
she
that's
ready
what
to
y'all
lock in.
saying. 3 weeks, a month, you know.
It's 1 week, but she getting married next week.
Married
Girl.
is crazy.
I'm
No,
gonna ask, be like, hold on, let's have a conversation about this. Because this don't sound right at all.
I mean,
but do
I would
you think
ask,
that
like,
conversation will ruin y'all relationship though? Telling her like, hey, like I think you're moving too fast.
I would ask, why do you think that you're ready to get married? Like, what is it about this person? What have you seen that can confirm, like, yeah, perfect marriage mate, you know? Before I completely knock her idea.
So you would
Yeah.
tell her to be in a relationship. You would just tell her not to get married.
I would tell her, I mean, I'm not going to tell nobody how to live their life. I just want to make sure that we're using wisdom while we're, you know, trying
While
to
you're
make
dating.
this life-changing decision.
Yeah. See, I would have to sit down. We'd have to talk. We would have to talk, girl, because
Y'all, if y'all never had a conversation with Nissa, she gonna ask you about his big toe. She gonna get to the bottom of
She
everything.
really be pulling out all the questions that I never
yes.
thought about before. Like,
You
I'd be
have
like,
to. Because are you sure? Marriage is a serious thing. You gotta make sure this is something you want to do,
we're adding
you
Kia
know?
back to the chat. Yeah.
Yeah,
Marriage
we
is
added Kia
serious.
back to the chat, y'all. Little technical difficulties. But yeah, Kia, what would you tell your homegirl that met somebody Monday and then today she's telling you she getting married next week? What's your thoughts?
I would definitely. I don't think I would agree. I don't think I could agree with that. I don't. I would tell her probably just give it a couple more months and see how you feel, but that's too fast.
No,
What
for
if
real.
she tell you like you hating on the relationship, like you not seeing the vision?
I'm sorry that you feel that way.
Exactly.
You not seeing the vision is crazy. I just be thinking about these Lifetime movies, bruh. Like, that's my only thing. Like, yeah, sure, the feelings are there, but you don't know the person for real. Like, you could really never know a person.
hmm
Like, you could say one wrong thing to them and they'll like unalive you immediately. That's my whole fear. That's my only fear.
Because
I
people
think
be
that's a
having
practical fear.
motives, you know? They have ulterior motives.
Like the
So.
Risa Tisa story. Y'all remember that?
Risa Tisa.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that was insane.
Well, listen, if Kia, when you start dating or you bring me somebody new, I'm on your head. You better not tell me you want to get married in like 2 weeks.
That's not happening anytime soon.
Nah, Kia was like, I'll move fast.
She move fast, but she know I'm finna say something to her.
Yeah.
Oh
She
my
know
But
I'm
right
finna say
goodness.
something.
now, I need to relax and focus on me right now.
Are
So
you
That's what
dating? Before you leave us, are you dating?
it's
Single?
complicated.
That's real. That's
It's
a real
complicated
response.
right now.
can I ask, why is it complicated?
We were together for like we've been together for like 3 months now. Just something that I did he didn't agree with, so
Okay.
we've been giving each other space, which I can't be mad at him for what I did. I didn't cheat or anything. I didn't do anything malicious to him, but
Yeah,
something that really made him upset. So I'm just giving him his space.
for sure. Okay, I feel
Understandable.
that. I feel that.
hmm
Well,
Thank you for
if
sharing.
if Kia does become single, holla at me and I can slide y'all her number. But thank you so much, friend, for joining our podcast. I hope
Thank
you
you
have
for
a great
having me
day.
here.
Of
And then
course.
I'll
Thank
text you
you.
later.
All
Yes.
right. Thank you guys. Have
Bye,
a great
boo.
Thank
day.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
That was just so good to have a fresh face on here giving, their perspective on our little crazy topics. If you are interested in being a guest on a little segment of our show, please reply to the polls that we post on the Instagram page, or you can message if you have us on our social media platforms. You can message us and we'll try to see if we could squeeze you in so you could possibly be a guest on here and give your opinions on some of our crazy topics. But to transition, I do have another topic for you guys. Do you think Black women make corporate America hard, especially if they're in higher positions? And this has been a big, conversation, stirred up point on social media. What y'all think?
I'm just trying to think about my work experience.
Hmm. Do they make it hard?
Versus a man, a white man, or a Black man as you're higher up. Do you think Black women are harder to deal with in corporate America? Because we all work in corporate America, we have all worked in corporate America. So you guys know who your supervisors were, who your managers were. Do you think that the women were harder to deal with, or the men were harder to deal with? I could speak for me personally. I could start it off. The majority of my supervisor and managers were men. Um, we got along great. I have, when it comes to work and business, I have a strong personality. I want to get my stuff done. As long as my stuff done, we could talk about anything else. But if my stuff is not done, I'm not trying to hear it. Let's handle business, and then we can worry about the rest. And that's how like the men always approach stuff versus the women that I have had. They take a lot of breaks. It's a lot of intermissions, and then the task drags out for the whole day. Versus the men, like, we'll knock it out, and like we don't have to worry about it anymore. Um, when it came to any issues I was having, the men were more open to talk about issues and get to the bottom of issues versus when I did have women that I was reporting to. I felt like they kind of felt some type of way if you spoke up too much against something that they said. I don't feel like a lot of them had made a safe space unless you guys were like friends from the beginning. I feel like you have to be friends with a lot of women in higher up positions for you to be able to speak freely versus you just speaking freely to get stuff done.
Hmm.
I don't know. The reason I brought this up to you guys because recently, on TikTok, it was saying that the most difficult person to deal with in corporate America is the Black woman versus a white man or a Black man in corporate America. White men are problem solvers. They just get it done. They always show gratitude for the work that you do. Same thing with Black men, problem solvers, always showing gratitude, and they'll always have your back as a fellow minority. Um, and then the stuff they were saying about the Black women, it kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. It was like they're miserable. They always have it out for someone. A lot of write ups from the Black higher ups. They always have a problem with it. No respect. They don't know how to talk to people. So I wanted to bring it to you guys. But that's what I've experienced. I haven't had a like major issues with anyone like I've worked with that's like been a woman superior. Even like at my job now, I love all the women that I work with. So I kind of find it, it's kind of like for me, kind of strange to hear so much negative connotation on Black women in corporate America because I'm where I'm working now, all the women are great. Like we knock things out like as soon as it happens. So, what are y'all thoughts?
I never experienced a Black woman in corporate being difficult higher in a higher position than me. I personally never experienced that. So I don't know what media talking about. I don't know where that controversy came from. But me personally, I never experienced it. So I can't really say much.
Yeah, in my personal work experience, I think the worst superior was a younger white woman. She
Ooh,
was
okay. She made it a
um
hostile work environment.
she made things very difficult. Like she was just difficult for no reason. Like she was extremely demanding. And I mean, I understand certain expectations have to be met, but I also believe that there's a certain way that you can speak to people. And this lady, I mean, I just feel I don't know. I don't know if she was racist, but it was giving racist.
Hmm.
Um cuz I mean, when she would talk to white girls, like it was always happy go lucky. But when she's talking to us, it's oh, why aren't you? Because this was when I was doing retail. It's like, oh, why aren't you like restocking jeans? I never had to restock jeans, but that's just an example. Like I've heard her say this to other people, like, oh, why aren't you restock? Like she just had a very negative tone. I don't want to call her the B word, but she lived up to that. You know what I'm saying? So I and when I've had like black women as superiors, like it was good. We had a great time. Older white women, great time. Black men, great time. It was just a younger white woman. It was weird. I don't know what her issue was, but Shorty was pissing me off. Yeah.
Yeah, I it came up recently. I guess there was, just a conversation about what it's like to work in corporate America or just work in any type of America where the woman is the superior versus the man is the superior. It's one of those gender wars.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just seeing like a lot. I saw a lot of women, black women, saying like they felt like black women made it more difficult for them, and I found that to be crazy because I do remember my first my first like big girl, so to speak, job where it was a full-time job. It wasn't part-time, but I dealt with a Latina woman, and she wasn't even my supervisor, but she was one of the supervisors. And she would say to like my other coworkers was like, "Oh, is she doing anything? She don't look like she does anything." Or she'll come around and like she'll whisper to the guys like, "Oh, you gotta watch out for that one." Like she would say stuff like that. And I'm telling you guys, I'm not gonna lie, I snapped on her. I piped it up on her in the office. I don't even feel bad about it, but
Oh,
I
that's weird.
she really needed it. It went on for 3 weeks straight because my supervisor went on vacation. So she was covering for him. And every time I would work every single day and I would be closing. And she will go to like my coworkers that I'm closing with and was like, "Hey, did she do anything today? Did she do this?" Or, she doesn't like to do anything. And stuff like she'll say that. And she doesn't know my coworkers are like, "Hey, what did you do to Miss blah blah blah?" Because she's on you, like she's on you, and every time you're working, she'll come back here and ask us if you're working or how long you've been at break. And I was like, what's her issue? Because I don't speak to her, like she's
That's
not my
crazy.
supervisor. I never needed like a reason to speak to her. And then one day, you guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, she came in, we were closing the night, and she went up to one of the guys I was working with and she was like, "Oh, you're stocking that by yourself? Where is SB? I know she's lazy, she don't be doing nothing, so let me know if she doesn't come and help you before the night is over so I could tell it to the supervisor." And he was like, "I'm sorry to be like a gossiper, but I don't know what her problem is with you, but she's saying like you're lazy, you don't do nothing. Little do she know, you be selling the most sneakers in here. Like you knock everything out and we just ring them up. Like little does she know. And we go stock for you because you knocking all of these things out."
Mm-hmm.
So that was my last straw. I called the manager of the company to come to the back room. I was like, "Listen, I don't know what her issue is, but she's not gonna keep talking about me like that on the
Mm-hmm.
workplace floor where other people can hear. She have an issue with me, you bring it up with me in the office like a supervisor's supposed to. But you doing it in front of my coworkers, we're not gonna do that because I'm gonna get real disrespectful with you." So he called her in the back, y'all. He was a little messy too. The store director was a little, he like mess. And he called her in the back and he was like, "Hey, so she came, our, she came to us, our associate came to us and she's saying like, she's overhearing these things. What is the issue? Like, is she really not working? Where's the issue?" She was like, "Oh, I was just checking to make sure, because what's the name is gone and I'm feeling him. Just make sure everyone's doing their part." I said, "No, that's not what you're doing. You're being messy. Because you're doing it, you've been doing it for 3 weeks straight. I've let you slide every day I've come into work. I've ignored you. I've ignored what my coworkers are saying. Now you're making it a difficult workplace environment. So what you need to do, you need to stay in your department and I'll stay in my department and you worry about your
Right.
department." And she was like, "No, you're not going to talk to me like that." I said, "Girl, I'm going to talk to you however I feel like it. Because you've been extra disrespectful calling me lazy. You don't do no work, but you walk around every department being messy and talking about how somebody don't do something. Focus on what you're doing."
That's crazy.
I lit her up and I walked out
Glad
the
it.
office. Till she told him, the store director was like, "I'm not working with her. I don't want to have nothing to do with her." He was like, "Well, just leave her alone."
Literally. That's so weird.
But that was like
Yeah.
my worst. It was a Latina woman. Like she made it so difficult for me. 3 weeks I was miserable because I felt like she was bullying me, and I'm like, what did I do to this lady? I don't talk to her. if we're in the break room, I don't say anything to her
And that's
because
probably
she
the
has one
issue.
of those nasty personalities.
Mm.
But I'm not with the black women being difficult, because I felt like my black women superiors, if I raised an issue to them, they on that tail same day.
Yeah. Yeah. I have
So
not
Okay.
experienced black women being difficult. I don't know where that's coming from. I mean, I could see why people would think that
mm,
because, you know, black women, we feel like, I mean, it's not a feeling, it's facts. We have to work 10 times harder to get half as far. So I can understand where we do feel pressured, and sometimes that may come off wrong, you know, in the corporate space, but I don't think it's intentionally trying to be difficult. I just think that
Mm.
life itself is already so difficult for us, so it's kind of normal for us to like react in a difficult way. But again, I've never experienced a black woman being difficult as my superior.
do you think that we're held to such high standards we can't even have a bad day without people saying we're just being difficult?
That part,
Mm-hmm.
that part.
Yeah.
I mean, even when you just walking around, people be like, "Oh, why you not smiling? Why are you upset?" Like, bro, can I live? Like, I was talking to somebody and they were like, "Why are you mad?" I'm like, "What are you? I'm literally walking. Do you want me to be walking around like, bro? Like, what? That's weird." So
Yeah.
yeah, I do think we get held to a higher standard, like we're higher expectation, to where we have to perform. And if we're not performing to what the expectation is, then we are being negative.
And I feel like that can be draining. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you want to live your life the way you want, but people behind your back, oh, she not doing this, she not doing that, she need to be doing this. She like chill. Like, we should be able, as black women, we should be able to live our life the way we want to live our life, and not have to live it because other people are saying we need to be this standard and that standard, when it's just too much. It's too much.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I don't think we're allowed grace to have a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The day we do have a bad day, it's held against us for a lifetime.
Yep.
We're not allowed that, because I was so taken back by the topic, and I sat there and I was trying to, like, in my head I was like, I've never experienced this with a black superior. Like, if anything, the black superiors be having my back, because they be like, yeah, you don't be doing nothing to nobody. Like, why are they provoking you? Like, let's get to the bottom of it. But
That's weird.
hey, as a black woman, I think we just need to, as bad as it sounds, we just need to understand we'll always be required more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No matter what the space is, we're always required more than everybody else.
Unfortunately.
Facts. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Good topic.
The next one was long distance relationships, the pros and cons. Oh, it's getting
What is a long distance relationship?
spicy.
You started with me?
Anybody
Oh,
could start, not me.
I mean, I've never been in like a very long distance relationship. I've been in it for a short term, and it was like couple months. But you know, it can become difficult. It can become overbearing. So I'm gonna just speak from my experience. In that time, you really have to love on each other. You have to set a time frame of when you guys gonna have a conversation, because obviously you have things doing, you know, you have your life, he might have his life. So you have to compromise on time and communicating and just spending quality time together, because trust me, it can get rough.
Mm-hmm.
Rough. And I
Rough.
only experienced it for a couple months. So I don't know. Imagine people who experienced it for like years.
I feel like if you can get through long distance though, like y'all can get through anything.
You
Pretty
think so?
much.
'Cause yeah,
That's
because
like the ultimate test, ain't it?
literally, because you're having to not only use a lot of trust, you have to be intentional about the time that you're setting together. Um, a lot of trust, consistent communication. I mean, I
Yes.
don't know. I feel like people should start off long distance just to test your relationship.
I know all of
I
that.
don't know about that.
That's
Not
a
if
good
you
foundation, because if we
avoid
can't
long
pass long
distance as much
distance,
as
then we
possible,
can't do
unless you
nothing.
absolutely have to.
Sorry.
So, what do y'all consider long distance?
Say that again.
What do you consider as long distance?
Not being
Anything
in the
over
same
3 hours.
country.
Not being in the same country, Nissa. And SB, you said
Anything over 3 hours.
driving.
3 hours driving.
Oh wow. Yeah, I can agree. I was gonna say like in different time zones, but I could be in the south, you can be in the north. That's long distance. So
Mm.
I don't
I
know.
don't. I don't. I don't. I feel like for me, like long distance. If I could come see you within like couple hours without a hassle, for me, like that's nothing. Like,
Yeah.
but if I have to fly to the other side of the world, to me that's long distance. Cause there's a lot of planning and time into that.
Yeah. If you have to put if you have to plan for travel, then that's definitely long distance. But if I could just hop in my car and drive, I don't know. I think 4 hours is max. 4 hours is when I get tired.
Listen, I need to be able to smell your cologne on the weekends. And if I can't just go down the street so I could smell your cologne, that's not for me.
Oh my goodness.
So you're saying you can't do long distance?
Why would I want to do long distance? No.
So let's say your man gets a job opportunity that's out of state.
This
Are
is
you
not
following
gonna
him?
happen.
What do you mean? You never
You
know.
never know.
This is not gonna happen. But go
So
ahead.
you're gonna end the relationship?
This is just not gonna happen in my relationship. But go ahead with the scenario. Let's
SB,
say my man
let's
does.
say in a hypothetical sense,
Come on,
your
pretend.
man gets a job offer in a different state. Are you ending the relationship or are you following him?
How long is the job opportunity? Am I working also? I can't answer these questions. Like, am I leaving my job to go up and live my life and my family and all of this? No.
So you're ending the relationship. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
I'm saying this is gonna come with a whole lot of questions and conversation. I
Me,
just
I do anything for love. Y'all know this.
So you
So
would
you're
go?
quitting your job. There's no guarantee this is gonna work out. You said man, you didn't say husband. If my husband tell me, babe, I have to move to Mexico for for a job opportunity and we need to pack the house up and take our family to Mexico, I'm not questioning it because that's my man. He said jump, I say how high.
Your
That's my
husband.
husband. For
Clarification.
anyone else, if we're actively just courting each other and you're going to leave and start a new life somewhere else, I need to tell myself that I'm not going to be a part of that.
In a relationship and we're actively working towards building a marriage?
Yeah, like I said, courting, I don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
So you're saying, hold on. So you're saying that if it's not official, like seal a deed marriage, you guys are married. You're not going the extra mile and doing
I'm
all of
not
that
moving
stuff.
across the world for someone unless I'm married.
I
I'm not
respect it.
uprooting my life unless I'm married.
I respect it. I
That's
would.
just a no
I've
for
done
me.
it.
And I could leave the relationship knowing that we talked about that. That's why I'm saying this won't happen for me because that's just where the line is. If you have to leave while we're courting each other, bye. I love you.
You
Bye.
keep saying courting. Are you referring to boyfriend and girlfriend?
Yeah, like we're actively dating to get married and you're going
Okay.
to leave in that time frame. Have a good day.
My heart. My heart. Are
It's
you
gonna
truly a
hurt.
lover girl?
I mean, it's gonna hurt, but if we're fresh into a relationship, you're moving on for better job opportunity and stuff like that. That's something you want to experience. What if that's not where I'm at my life? How is the relationship going to be effective? Like, I could get to that point if we're married because I'm you going to do anything for your husband to help protect your marriage. But how long is that going to be effective?
I don't know.
Your situation is different though. You did that for a little bit, but y'all were engaged. We're just courting. There's no nothing binding. for me to
Even
say,
if y'all been together for 10 years.
Just in a relationship. Like, it's not a fresh
who
relationship.
would
Y'all
I
have
be
been
courting for 10 years?
Okay, no,
together.
wait,
No,
wait,
10
let
years
me
is crazy.
wait. Okay, let me change that. 5 years.
Who am I courting for 5 years that can't determine if they want to marry me or not?
So you try and get married within how long is that?
There's not a set time frame, but 5 years of courting is crazy.
boyfriend and girlfriend
That's
official.
courting.
Okay.
5 years and you don't know if you want me to be your wife yet?
Okay,
We're
what if
wait.
y'all engaged?
That's different. There's something binding that's pending.
Serious, like, well, I like how you standing on business, and there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. That's your preference, you know. You can't go wrong with that.
I'm sorry.
But
She could talk
she
about
goes
this.
like she goes
She could
like
done moved
I
away.
mean, only because when I be in love, like I my nose is wide open and I see things with rose-colored glasses, and I'm a little delusional sometimes, so I just think that anything can work out for me if I really put my mind to it. So if I'm in a long distance relationship, like I've been in a long distance relationship before, and yes, it was difficult. But if my man got a job offer in a different state, so when it did happen, I was definitely apprehensive to moving, but dang, that distance was taking me out. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just see what happens. Let's just see. You know? So that's just where I'm coming from.
I just feel like, it depends on the dynamic of the relationship for me
Yeah.
personally. Like, if you know that, you know when somebody's your person. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
I could only speak for myself. I know when somebody is my person, and I knew he
Agreed.
was my person, and he knew I was his person, and we already had goals set in place, like we gonna finish school, we gonna do this, we gonna do that, and we just got focused on what we could focus on, and
Yeah.
here we are married. So that's why I feel like you just have, it depends on the kind of relationship you're in. You would go the extra mile for somebody if y'all locked in, if y'all working towards something that's,
Yeah.
you know
Yeah. If it's a fresh relationship, then as
Yeah,
we
that's what I'm saying.
said,
Like if this is fresh and like 3 months, little 3 month stint, you get a job opportunity. I wish you the best. I hope
yeah,
all the best for you. I hope everything works out. We can be friends.
yeah. I agree with that.
That still makes me a lover girl, but it makes me realistic. Like you can
Yeah.
be a lover girl and you could still be realistic. That's
Mm-hmm.
not what I want. 3 months into a relationship is to
right.
prepare
Yeah.
to uproot my life.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that too early, man.
But like 2, 3 years dating.
No, SB said no.
I'm standing on business. I'm not I'm not finna uproot my life
I think this is our
unless
first
we're
disagreement.
we're about to get married. Like I'm not doing that for just anybody.
I
It
agree.
has to
Yeah,
be my husband.
I
stand
feel
on
it. I feel it. I feel
businesses.
it. I feel it.
Period.
But maybe who knows, when I get engaged and this scenario happens and you know my fiance is like, "Hey, listen, I before we get married, I got to jump down here and then we're going to handle stuff from down here." Maybe I may change my mind. Right now, it's a no.
And I felt that. I felt that for sure.
Right now, it's a no. Just saying. Is that shady?
It's not.
No, it's what is your preference, is what you want. Stand in your truth.
Yeah.
Period.
Right now, it's a no. Intermission.
What is happening?
Hmm.
Okay. One.
Wait. Push up the thing. Yeah.
All right. Mm, I kind of liked it without it.
Yeah, it look better without it to me.
I don't know what happened to it.
It's probably how our eyes get used to.
Mm.
Yeah, it looks better without it though.
Okay, wait.
So just keep
You
it
had it
off.
at a good angle just now. What do you think,
Mm-mm.
Shika? Wait, no.
Whoa, she gotta put it back. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. So now let's transition to our cousins on your dad's side versus on your mom's side. Is it a blessing or a curse? And what side are you guys closer with? Shika?
I mean, clearly, you guys would be considered cousins on my dad's side. I grew up with my dad's side of the family, so I mean, we locked in for real. Like y'all, my sisters. So yeah, but also I'm cool with my cousins on my mom's side as well. So I think it's a blessing to be very comfortable with your cousins, especially if you're in the same age range. Like that's friends. Like friends that you really don't even have to work for real. So I'm here for
Agreed.
it. I don't think we. I was gonna say I don't think we have beef with cousins, but I think because we grow up together, we have that connection versus, that cousin that we had tension with. Like we didn't really grow up with that cousin for real. So we don't necessarily understand that personality, that dynamic. So
Right.
I can understand why tension was had with that cousin. But for us who grew up since we were kids, like, yeah, we cool.
We locked in.
But for SB, this will be cousins on mom's side, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So just in case y'all didn't know, we are cousins. Um, my dad and SB's mom are siblings, and then Nissa, her stepmom is my dad's sister and SB's mom's sister. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Aunt.
yeah.
Yeah, that's my aunt.
So yeah, we've been growing up together for a minute. We locked in.
Listen, what
Yeah.
about you?
Um.
She
I
giggled.
for for me it's both. I am I'm not close, but I'm good with both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Um Obviously, yeah, I'm closer to y'all.
And this
but
is Daddy side for Nissa.
but yeah, but I'm good with both sides. There's no issues for me on, like, no beef or anything going
Yeah.
on either side.
I'm closer to my mom's side. As you can see, we have a podcast together. But on my dad's side, okay. And that concludes that.
I'm crying. So I feel like this is an interesting topic though, because I feel like most times in relationships, mom's side is more put together, more stable, versus dad's side is sometimes a little chaotic. Do y'all see that?
I think so, based on what I see on social media. I would agree.
Yeah, like what I see on
Mm.
social media is dad's side is usually ghetto and they do too much, and mom's side is usually a little bit more bougie, a little bit more level headed. So yeah.
I don't know. I can't really say that though.
No, I'm just saying that's what I see on social media.
Oh, what you see? Okay.
That's not our real life example.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's more common for most people to be closer to the cousins on their mom's side. I don't know
Hmm.
why that is. But as you guys can see, you two are closer on dad's side than on mom's side. So maybe it's just me. I
I think it's the family dynamic.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's definitely something
I
to think
guess
about.
my cousins on my dad's side don't talk to me. So,
Mm.
and I've never done anything to them. I was close to one of my cousins. That was like my older brother, but unfortunately, his life was taken from him
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry.
innocently, and yeah, I lost my big brother, so to speak, that day. But yeah, that was like the only cousin I was really close with on my dad's side. Other than that, the rest of my cousins, they don't really talk to me. They don't reach out. They don't talk to my dad. They never reach out. My dad has gone above and beyond to, anytime when he could. So I mean, I'm sure that probably hurts him
Mhm.
because he sees how close we are on our side. So y'all know there's like a little family thing. So all of us here, including Dave, we're all around the same age group. And then our younger siblings, they're all kind of born around the same time too as well. So they're all in the same age group, which is
Yeah,
like I think is so cute.
I
I
It
love
don't
our
know.
family
is.
And
dynamic.
they're
Like
best friends too.
That's why I
we
need y'all to lock in.
we have the best outcome. Like for real. I love it here.
Yeah.
We need to
Like
Like
when
carry
I
on that
hear
tradition. Carry on the tradition.
you want to have kids too early, babe. I'm
I'm
not ready to have kids anytime soon.
plus you're married, so you should get on that.
Yeah. But I
Let
just
us
say
get
in the
married first.
future, when you
Yeah.
guys get married, you know?
Yeah, let us get
Yeah,
married first.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Let these relationships that we're working on actually work out.
Right.
Get married first. Come back to
But
us in
yeah,
like 3 years.
I really feel bad for people who don't like their cousins. Like,
Yeah.
how is Thanksgiving for y'all? Like,
What's
how
the
is
beef?
holidays? That must be so awkward.
So it's funny y'all said this because the last topic, so we'll just merge these two topics together, is conflict with a family member and how do you
Mm.
handle it? Ladies, based on past experience, everything, I need y'all to be completely honest with me and with the audience. How you handle conflict with a family member, cousins, um, how do you handle that? How does it get resolved? Does the dynamic change?
I
So,
personally don't like
mhm.
problems. I don't I don't like problems. I don't like to be uncomfortable. I don't like especially when it comes to family because I hold family very close to my heart. So when I see there's some kind of conflict, my first attempt is to obviously have a conversation. But if you're up here and I'm here, it's not gonna work. I'm just gonna walk away. You know, because you're not gonna be up here and I'm like trying to be like, let's work it out. Let's work it out. And you're like, rah, rah, rah. No, ma'am.
We've
No.
seen this actually not in person, but in text message. Literally walk away from a conversation in the text message.
Yep.
But Shika,
I don't know.
come
I was
on.
just thinking back to when we had that argument, like for the first time ever in our lives. For me, I don't know. Like, I have to be told that I did something wrong because sometimes I really don't. I don't be knowing that I'm in the wrong. A lot of people tell me like I'm rude, and I don't ever see it. So for me, if someone tells me like, "Okay, Mashika, like you were wrong in this situation," then I feel like I would apologize. I'd like to have a conversation. I'm not always the one to initiate it, especially if I don't think I did something wrong. Like I'm not always the one to initiate the conversation, which I am trying to work on. Please give me some grace. But I would like to be the one to say, okay, I peeped that I did this wrong. Let me go have this conversation with this person and apologize to try to make peace. And I feel like we cool now. I don't got no tension with
You
you,
talking
Miss
about me and
B.
you?
Huh?
You talking about me and you?
Yeah.
Yeah. The first, like the
That
recently
was
when
our
we had the
first
argument, I think
issue
that
with
was,
each other, and I think in our life.
And I
huh?
was just here like,
You said what?
I
she
think
said
that was
that's the
like our
first.
first issue, like in our life. Like
No, for real. Like I don't think we've ever had like a disagreement before. So when that happened, I didn't. As I said, I didn't realize I did something wrong, and it wasn't until you brought it to my attention, like you felt uncomfortable. Like I didn't even know how to have that conversation because we never really had disagreements. So
Right.
I wish that I was the type of person to like initiate and say, okay, I did this wrong. Let me apologize. But yeah, that's
Girls.
how I handled it. I'll leave things alone. I don't care. Like I will let it fester. I don't know. I really don't know how to deal with conflict for real.
Because I wanted to add to that. It's like it's you if you're the one always trying to fix the situation and the opposing party is just like then of course you're gonna wanna be like, well, Just leave
Yeah.
it alone, because you can't always be the one. And I'm sorry this is if it comes out wrong, but you can't always be the one to be the bigger person. It's great, but it can be draining. And
Mhm.
it can become like they're taking advantage of your kindness.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just have to let people be. Hopefully later down in life they realize that I messed up. Let me fix this. That's all I could say.
Yeah.
I could say I'm only I'm only gonna speak on me and Shika having our issue. Me and Shika actually lived together back when we were like babies, little babies. We got a whole lot of pics together and stuff like that. And we lived together and shared the same room when we got a little bit like what was it, like 10, 11.
Mhm.
So we've always been pretty close. That was just so weird for me. Like when we did have our issue, it was just so weird because we've never had an issue before.
Mhm.
But maybe it happened because we're adults and, like our perspective on things change a lot. And not only does our perspective change, who we are as people change. Um, I'm more so, I'm in between. Like I'll tackle a problem head on, but sometimes I have to walk away from it because
Mhm.
I don't want to say something to you I'm not gonna like. Like I find I've go through the with like a lot of my relationships with people like that. Like I find myself walking away more because I used to when I was younger. You could ask them. I say anything as soon as it comes to my mind, and then they would literally tell my mom like, "Your daughter is rude," because I will just say it. But the older I got, I realized that's not beneficial for a grown woman to just be doing stuff like that. It's actually shows like your lack of maturity, just talking whatever comes to your mind. You don't think about it. So I've done that, but when it comes to your family, it's kind of hard to do stuff like that. It's
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
hard to see where you went wrong. It's hard to it's hard to tackle that issue. It actually took Nissa bringing us together because we were one side was calling her, telling her their side, the other side are like so she had to be the mediator in that, and it was awkward for her as well. Like, and she expressed to us like, "Hey, you guys put me in a really awkward position, like where." I'm trying to tell you guys were both wrong in the scenario, but y'all are not hearing it because y'all both mad at each other. And I just hope we never have a moment like that. And if we do, I hope we just
Please.
knock it out the park the same day. But
Yeah.
we went on vacation, so it was harboring from that. And then we had like a little moment like right after that. So it was just like two situations happened. And, I was feeling some type of way. Shika wasn't aware of what was going on. And like, it just took that moment. But
Yeah.
I don't I've learned to deal with conflict with family just taking a moment.
Yeah.
Taking a
Breathe.
moment, yeah, it's but for a lot of people in your family, you don't feel like you need to take a moment
Mm.
because it's your family. You could say whatever. But for
Mm.
me, because when I was younger, I used to just da 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 da, da, and I'll just say it like that. And they're like, your daughter is rude. Like she just says anything, like no couth. And I just stopped doing that. So I take a moment. And they're not used to that, like because we don't have no issues, so they're not used to my conflict resolution skills. So it's just like you always say what comes to your mind. I'm like, I care about you though. Like I'm not gonna do that anymore. I don't do that. So it's hard, y'all. Conflict resolution when it comes to family is hard. It
Yeah.
took
Yeah.
us how many days did it take us to get that solved? Like a week.
Shit.
And we were
Mhm.
It
gonna go
felt
on
like
another trip again.
forever.
We literally had another trip coming. So
Yeah. But what I'm thinking about though is I feel like our conflicts are very light, whereas some people may be having like serious issues with their family members to the point where they don't feel like they can even live in the same house anymore with their
True.
family. And for that, I think what would be beneficial, something my therapist told me, y'all, because I didn't always have like the greatest feelings towards my dad. So, I spoke to my therapist about it and everything. And one thing that she told me was to take away the relationship from this person. So I'm looking at my dad as my dad. Just look at him as a person, try to see him as who he is. And I think that pretty much helped me to just decrease certain expectations because as a parent, as a child, you're expecting your parent to live up to specific standards. And I feel like even with any family member, you're going to see this family member and hold them to a certain standard and expectation that you want them to live up to. But you also just have to remember that these people are just people. And you have
And they're
to,
changing, ever so changing and revolving.
yeah. So it's like, okay, give this person grace. And also, how do I change my mindset to see this person as just a person that's going through life and all its changes, and try, I mean, I don't want to say like the conflicts isn't personal, you know because I'm thinking about one of my friends who's having an issue with her father, and her issue is like, I really don't even know how to give advice to her for real, because I've never experienced that with my father before, and it's just like, well, all you can really do is just try to see him as a person and try your best to love as much as you can. But then it's also at the same time, it's like, why would I love a person who's not giving me love? So sometimes we do have to love from a distance and move out. I don't know.
And I agree. I just feel like, sometimes it could be sticky. It can be a
Hmm.
sticky situation where like um you live together,
Yep.
and it is a good thing to resolve issues with your family because you don't know what could happen the next day. Let's be for
That's
real. Like
facts.
if we're being real here, let's be for real. Like something could happen the next day and you don't want to go sleep thinking, man, I should, and wake up and find out that this person is no longer here, and you wishing and living in regret that I wish I just had that conversation.
Mm,
So my advice to the audience, if you guys are going through stuff like that, definitely try to work it out. But I know at some point, me personally, it's like you can only do so much.
yeah.
It also takes the other person to be a bigger person as well, to actually want to fix things.
Yep. And that's another thing. Like, some people don't even realize that what they're doing is harmful, or either that or they don't care
Mm-hmm.
that they're being harmful to you. So again, as I said, just try to see the person as a person that's going through whatever they're going through. But I feel like it's okay to distance yourself. If you need to separate yourself from your family, I think it's okay. That's
But
just
that
me
doesn't
personally.
resolve the issue, though.
Yeah, but I feel like no matter how much times you talk and you talk and you talk and it's not being fixed because the person is so comfortable with being who they are, sometimes you have to remove yourself. It's not the best, but that's what I mean. Like, remove that expectation of that being a family member and just as a person that you happen to know. If it was a regular person who was beefing with you, what would you do? You would remove yourself from the situation, no? You sitting there
Agreed.
talking, you talking, things ain't changing. I'm not gonna put my hands on you. I'm gonna leave.
It's like that's what I was saying. It's only so much you can do
Yeah.
as a person. Like you can try, you can give your best effort over and over, and that person is not just giving you back the same energy. They like, I don't want nothing to do with you. What you gonna do? Just pray for them and just keep it pushing.
Yep.
That's all.
Yeah, family is a touchy subject.
Yeah.
Even people who don't have a lot of family, you know, cutting off a family member is probably one of the most difficult things that you
Yeah.
can do. Um, and you probably ever will do, because that pain is a little bit different. It's
Hmm.
your blood.
That's your blood. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I don't know so much about not talking to the family member, but I also get it because I'm the type, like, I'm not the type to hold grudges, but I am the type to remove you out of my life. Like, I can forgive you, but I'm just going to remove you out my life.
Yep.
And
Mm-hmm.
removing family out your life is so difficult because there's going to come a time where you guys have to meet up back again at a certain point, and leaving that issue unresolved just builds for more tension.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not sure too much on how else I would deal with it, but these days I find myself walking away. I
Yep.
need a minute because I don't want to say something I'm going to
Show.
regret,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I don't want to be rude. Um and I think we should do that for everything, not just with family. I think we should do that in
Everybody.
relationships.
Hmm.
Think before you speak, walk
Oh
away
yeah.
for a
Yes.
moment. If you are hot-tempered, you like to get on the top of your voice, Sometimes it's and like I said, that's how I was. Like I'm gonna argue with anybody. I will argue with a stone. Okay, I'll argue with the rock. But it comes a time in your life where arguing just becomes draining and pointless. Beefing with the people you care about is draining and pointless. Or you just change.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's how we handled our conflict. We talked about it. Nissa was the mediator. Nissa, on our conflict, did you think it would ever get solved?
It like in the moment.
Yeah, between me and Shika.
Yes, because I knew that where you guys were coming from, the relationship y'all had, and I felt like that's why I needed to remind y'all in that moment, like, you guys grew up together, basically sisters, okay? And this is something, and it was something. Obviously, I don't want to call it minor, but it wasn't nothing like crazy. You
Yeah.
understand, to like have this kind of conflict between us. Like, we could definitely solve this, and I knew I saw it. Just took it. Just needed to some. Y'all just needed some time to debrief, breathe, and come back together. And
Hmm.
I'm happy about it. So yeah.
Well, this
Yeah.
concludes today's episode of M.R.S. the podcast. We
Yeah.
want to hear your thoughts on this topic. You can email us or DM us at MRSthepodcast3@gmail.com or MRS the podcast on Instagram. We try to interact with you guys, so talk to us, send us ideas. Again, if you want to be a guest in the segment like Kia was, please reach out to us. Nissa?
Yes, and I would like to let you guys know, please follow us on all social media platforms. I'm talking about Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter. Please, please, please.
Spotify.
And Spotify, please.
Yeah, well, thanks you guys so much for tuning in with us on these juicy topics, and we'll see y'all on the next pod.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.